Trump celebrates Black History Month while criticizing the importance of diversity on Thursday. A Black History Month reception was held in the East Room at the White House. Tiger Woods, Muhammad Ali, Kobe Bryant, Prince Estabrook, Harriet Tubman, Rosa Parks, Billie Holiday, and Aretha Franklin were among the people who were celebrated. Mr. Trump tried to show appreciation to the Black community by extolling those he sees as representative of Black American progress. The event, according to critics, was a glaring example of simultaneously celebrating and undermining Black history. The Black History Month reception at the White House was a grand affair with guests enjoying food and drinks. But it contrasted sharply with President Trump's actions against federal programs aimed at reducing inequality. Trump praised people like Tiger Woods, Muhammad Ali, and Kobe Bryant at the event. But he mostly didn't talk about important issues like poverty and gun violence that affect Black people. Trump aligned himself with conservatives who oppose slavery in America in his remarks, which included a critique of the 1619 Project, which investigates the impact of slavery in America. Instead, he emphasized a narrative centered on 1776. Despite initial uncertainty about the event's occurrence due to Trump's executive orders, the reception went ahead, highlighting a disconnect between celebration and policy. Critics, including Derek Johnson, president of the NAACP, argued that the event demonstrated Trump's contradictory approach to Black history by simultaneously undermining efforts to educate about it and celebrating it. Supporters of Trump, including Black Republican leaders, defended his actions against diversity programs, claiming they prioritize qualifications over demographic factors in hiring and education. The event elicited mixed reactions from those who attended, with some expressing pride in Black accomplishments, while others felt that it was merely a superficial acknowledgement of the deeper issues that the community is still dealing with. Musk and his millions enter Wisconsin Supreme Court race. America PAC spent $1 million on Wisconsin canvassing efforts. It is Mr. Musk's first public expenditure on politics following Election Day. Building America's Future launched a $1.6 million television campaign this week to back conservative candidate Brad Schimmel for the Wisconsin Supreme Court. Susan Crawford, the liberal candidate, has been endorsed by the Democratic Party of Wisconsin. The April 1st election for a 10-year term on the Supreme Court carries higher stakes than any election this year. Elon Musk is back in politics, supporting Brad Schimmel, a conservative candidate for the Wisconsin Supreme Court, through a super PAC called America PAC. Musk's first political expenditure since the 2024 election is this one. America PAC has spent $1 million canvassing in Wisconsin, distributing leaflets encouraging voters to back President Trump, and providing information on early voting and voter registration. A nonprofit linked to Musk, Building America's Future, has initiated a $1.6 million television campaign to support Judge Schimmel. Although it has various donors and isn't solely funded by Musk, Wisconsin Supreme Court elections are technically nonpartisan. But Schimmel has received endorsements from the Republican Party, while his opponent, Susan Crawford, is backed by the Democratic Party. The upcoming election on April 1st is crucial, so it could shift the current 4-3 liberal majority on the court, especially with the retirement of Justice Ann Walsh Bradley, a key liberal figure. The outcome of this election could significantly impact Wisconsin's abortion laws and the drawing of legislative and congressional district lines, making it a pivotal moment in state politics. Musk has indicated that America PAC will continue its efforts beyond this election, focusing on midterms and judicial elections, and aims to counteract the influence of major donors like George Soros. Texas DPS arrests several illegal aliens wanted for sexual assault crimes. During a traffic stop in Harris County, DPS in Laredo, Texas, made an arrest of a Honduran national wanted for sexual assault. Carlos Daniel Espinoza Argelo, a criminal illegal immigrant from Venezuela, was apprehended by DPS agents and state troopers in Sacro. Armando Alonso Cortez, a Mexican illegal immigrant, was stopped in Sullivan City for a traffic violation. Texas governor started Operation Lone Star. Greg Abbott, in the year 2021, over 500,000 illegal immigrants were apprehended, and over 140,000 illegal entry attempts were stopped as a result. In recent weeks, the Texas Department of Public Safety DPS has made several arrests of migrants linked to serious crimes, including child sexual assault, highlighting ongoing public safety concerns. Junior Adelaide Montoya Alvarez, a Honduran national, was arrested for human smuggling during a traffic stop in Laredo, Texas. He was also wanted in Harris County for sexual assault. On February 12th, a DPS trooper pulled over a truck. The driver and passengers fled into the woods before being apprehended, which led to a chase. 7 illegal immigrants from Guatemala and Mexico were detained, along with Montoya Alvarez, who has lawful permanent status in the U.S. Another suspect, 26-year-old Carlos Daniel Espinoza Argelo from Venezuela, was arrested in Socorro for human smuggling and was found to be wanted for. Espinoza Argelo's arrest led to the discovery of a stash house, where additional illegal immigrants from Venezuela were taken into custody by ICE, initiated by Texas Governor Greg Abbott in 2021. Operation Lone Star has led to a significant number of arrests and seizures, but it has also cost Texas taxpayers more than $11.1 billion, raising questions about the federal government's role in border security. Delta offers $30,000 to passengers on plane that crashed in Toronto. After rolling over at Toronto Pearson International Airport on Monday after making a rough landing, all 80 passengers on Delta Flight 4819 were able to survive. Delta confirmed on Wednesday that it had made the $30,000 offer to passengers. Roshan Genova, a Canadian law firm, has been retained by some of the passengers. Delta Airlines announced that each passenger on the flight that crashed while landing in Toronto would receive $30,000 in compensation. All 80 people on Delta Flight 4819, including 76 passengers and 4 crew members, were able to escape the incident that caused the plane to flip over. The rough landing caused the aircraft to roll over, with its right wing being sheared off, but thankfully no one suffered life-threatening injuries. Of the 21 passengers who were hospitalized, most were released by Wednesday morning, indicating that injuries were not severe. According to a company spokesperson, Delta emphasized that the $30,000 compensation package has no strings attached, safeguarding passengers' rights. In the aftermath of the crash, a Canadian law firm, Roshan Genova, announced that they had been hired by some passengers to represent them. Ed Bastian, CEO of Delta, said that the flight was run by a skilled crew, but there aren't many other details about the investigation. Trump claims power to fire administrative law judges at will. Despite a law that prevents administrative law judges from being fired for reasons other than misconduct, the Trump administration told Congress on Thursday that President Trump has the constitutional authority to do so. Administrative hearings in executive branch agencies are presided over by administrative law judges. They are executive branch officials, not life-tenured members of the judicial branch, but they perform judges' role. The Trump administration informed Congress that it believes President Trump has the authority to fire administrative law judges without cause, contradicting existing laws that protect these judges from arbitrary dismissal. This stance is part of a larger trend by the Trump administration, which is challenging the fundamental structures of the federal government and undermining Congress's ability to protect officials in the executive branch from political pressure. Administrative law judges play a crucial role in overseeing hearings within executive branch agencies, performing judicial functions such as administering oaths, taking testimony, and making legal rulings. These judges come from organizations like the National Labor Relations Board, which fights against unfair labor practices, and the Social Security Administration, which settles benefits disputes. Congress passed a law that mandated that any disciplinary actions, including firings, must be for good cause, as determined by the Merit Systems Protection Board following a hearing. This was done to shield these judges from political interference. The letter from Sarah M., the acting Solicitor General. Harris also brought to light the Justice Department's decision, which had largely gone unnoticed up until this point, to stop defending the constitutionality of the law that protects administrative law judges. This development raises concerns about the potential for increased political influence over judicial processes within the executive branch, which could undermine the impartiality and integrity of administrative law proceedings.